welcome to the channel again, and this is my review for the first Saw movie. So I haven't seen all of the Saw movies, decided that I am gonna tackle my way through these movies. They don't have the best reputation. On one side you've got the torture P word. I'm not going to say the P word here on YouTube. I feel like I'll get like unlisted or something, or demonetized, whatever you want to call it. So just say torturous, right? You know what I mean. It's not as bad as some films. There's some other films out there, especially the Hostel series, that take that over the edge. But this first Saw movie, at least, is more of a psychological mystery thriller kind of thing. Danny Glover is really, really good in the movie. Loved him in Lethal Weapon and Predator 2. I just think he's a very seasoned actor. He's been in some naff stuff, but they all have. And I absolutely loved the Saw movie. It's not a perfect movie by any standards, but it's also not a bad movie. It's just a good horror movie. It's a good time. I loved the iconic part of this movie where there's two guys chained up in this bathroom, and they have to follow these instructions, this game to survive. And it's the beginning of the let's play a game, I want to play a game. You know, the iconic Jigsaw killer that became part of this franchise and went down as quite an iconic horror villain. So the acting, I would say, the performances aren't that great. They are a little bit wooden, a little bit, let's say, B-movie, I guess. I mean, I am a big horror fan, so B-movie doesn't bother me. But if you're not, if you're looking for a 7, with Brad Pitt, you're not going to kind of get that experience with this one. If you want to watch a great movie with the same vibes, maybe go and watch Untraceable, because that is a very, very good movie with some good performances. Whereas this one, it's kind of schlocky in a way. I don't think I've ever used that word in a review. I think that's some American influence right there. It is. It's kind of this tacky acting, not that strong, other than Danny Glover. But even then, Danny Glover's lines, I think you're only as good as your lines. And some of the lines in this movie are a little bit on the line. Direction's good, cinematography's good, can't complain about that. The score is, well, it's the score. It's nothing to write home about. I think that's the one thing about the Saw franchise, is that it has a theme, right? But it's not as strong as, say, the Elm Street or the Halloween or the Friday the 13th theme. The Jigsaw puppet, though, is creepy. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to run into that in the middle of the dark alley. I like the twist. But the problem is that every movie then had to have a twist, and it kept trying to outdo itself. But I'm going to review these other movies. As we currently talk, I've just finished Saw 3D, so we are going to do the rest of the movies, I promise. I think what I liked about this movie is it didn't necessarily show the traps, and it didn't have anything to kind of try and piggyback off of. Like the other movies that follow this one, it's like they're trying to one-up itself every single time, and they show the full-on trap mechanics. Whereas this one, you see a body in a mound of barbed wire. You don't exactly know how he got to this situation or why he was in there. He was just a victim, and I kind of like that. There was a little bit of nuance there. There's a little bit of use your imagination of why this guy ended up in this cage. So the films keep you guessing. This film keeps you guessing more so than the other ones. I think that, again, I keep making comparisons to the other ones because it really solidifies how good this first movie is. But you don't have to stretch your imagination. This seems a lot more grounded. Like I said, the gore is there, of course. It's a Saw movie. It's Saw. But the gore is definitely not as insane as the one I just watched, right? It's definitely used in the right way. It's not like gore fest. It's more reserved. The color grading in this movie is more subtle. The thing is that I found is the same thing with the Final Destination series. As the series got on, it started becoming started feeling mass produced for its time. Like when it starts taking in the 3D effects, and I call it the Scream effect. It's like as Scream progressed as the franchise, as Final Destination progressed through its franchise, they all started kind of looking the same, having that early 2000s-esque vibe to the color grading, the cinematography, and everything like that, right? They were churning out movies during this time. Same with the Halloween franchise as well, when we got like H2O. Like, they were just churning out all these horror movies, and it does kind of have that vibe even with this first movie. It was amongst that time of a mass onslaught of horror, and you can kind of blame Scream's popularity for that. But if I take a step back and I look at, like, as a horror fan, like, horror fans review films very differently to standard movie fans, right? We look at creative kills. Like, it sounds insane, but we do. We look at the kills. We look at, is it scary? Is it grotesque? Like, what is it that makes this film a film for a horror fan? And I think for me, it's like, you can imagine yourself in that situation and how horrific it would be to try and, like, saw through your own leg. Hey, I just said the title. I always find it weird when that kind of thing happens. When you, like, saw through your own leg, or later on when you have the key in the eye in one of the other films where, like, he has to dig into his eye to get the key out, like, or pulling teeth, anything like that. Like, as a horror fan, that's the stuff that scares us more than a creepy burnt guy with some knives for fingers that gets you in your dream, right? This is an actual guy in real life that's gonna, like, this is real grounded horror. This is stuff that could actually happen and probably has happened. I think it's these movies that really got people interested in crime as it is today. Like, crime documentaries on Netflix probably wouldn't have been as big if it wasn't for movies like Saw. But it's perfectly in the middle for me, this movie. It's 3.5 stars, and it's, yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's quite rewatchable. It's not something I would, like, be putting in my top horror movies list, and it's not something I think is sort of transformational in the genre, but it did do that in a way. Like, it opened the doors for films like Hostel, Untraceable movies, but it's not really my bag. Like, when they dial up the torture to 11, it's not my bag. It is what it is. I can see through it. I can see the Hollywood. I can see the effects. That's one cool thing I will say about this series, though, is the special effects are on point. Guys, what did you think of the first Saw movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I have actually spoken to people that are very against this franchise for what it represents in cinema and its torturous nature. People actually get quite vocal that I've spoken to about this, so be interested to know your thoughts. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that probably take it more seriously than they should. Like, I can see through it. I take it for what it is. Sometimes I'm laughing, and I don't know if that's even more insane than the people that are like horrified, but I'm kind of desensitized by horror, hence the Chucky hoodie. Guys, let me know what you thought. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, please consider hitting subscribe. Also, if you want to join my Discord, where you can see my live reactions to kind of on-the-go reactions to movies and generally get in a conversation about movies, my Discord is available for you guys to join. I'm also doing 30-second reviews of all of these movies that I do here on TikTok, and you can follow me on X, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to have X, because they're trying to ban it here in the UK. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you with the next one. Take care of yourselves. Do I do that thing they do in the Saw movies to end this? Game over.